So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Facebook AutoSourcer with SkuGrid prices and stock extraction as well. And this is a system I created which will automatically source products from Facebook Marketplace. And the first step, when you get a copy of the system, it will be a view only. It's not view only right now because it's on my own account, but it will be view only. So the first thing you're going to do is go to File and then make a copy. And make a copy. Alright, I get a lot of requests or emails about this. The first thing you have to do is make a copy of the Google Sheet so that it will be a separate copy now on your Google Drive rather than the copy that I have. Right, you're making a copy of my copy basically. So that is the first step. Okay, now the next step. Okay, I'm going to actually go right into actually using the system. So the first thing you're going to do is to go to Facebook Marketplace. And you're going to, number one, scrape Facebook Marketplace products with the IDS Chrome extension. And the way you do that is you go on Facebook, just as I demonstrated in other videos, and you search for something. Now, if you want to find products, for instance, from Walmart, it's a good idea to search brands that are from Walmart, right? So, for instance, I might search. Last video I had done Better Homes and Gardens. I'm going to go with a very general search of mainstays, a very generic Walmart search of mainstays. And you see that you get all these different mainstays results, and then I'm going to do some filters here. Shipping, condition new, and date listed will be the last. I'm going to try the last 24 hours and see what I get. Availability sold, and if it's not enough, this seems to be very few products, then I might expand the date listed into 7 days. Okay, I'm trying to get more recent product data, and that's why I'm going for the smaller numbers, right? Okay, this is the number of products I get. Okay, I can work with this. I'm going to work with the 7 days. All right, and now that I have my results, I'm just going to click on the IDS. This is a free Chrome extension called Instant Data Scraper. And what it does is it takes data that is inside of the browser and puts it into a spreadsheet. Okay, so it pulls off the product links. You can see the titles of the products, the prices, and you can see which were sold. Right, sold and pending. Okay, and what you're going to do, infinite scroll should be on, and you can click start crawling. And with Facebook Marketplace particularly, it is one like straight page, so it will just crawl down and get more products. Okay, you don't have to find a next button like on some other websites, right? So here it was able to scrape 2 pages. I'm just going to go ahead and work with the 2 pages. It was 65 products, and click on the CSV button, and that will now download the products this list as Facebook 72.csv. Right, I actually don't even need this anymore. I can just close that. Now that I have downloaded a CSV of the product search data from Facebook Marketplace, I'm going to import that CSV into this Google Sheet system. And to do that, I'm going to have to go to the IDS CSV sheet tab. So go to the bottom where it says IDS CSV, and you will go to File, and then click on Import, and then click on Upload. Select a file from your device and find Facebook 72. Click on it, open. You will then select Replace Current Sheet because you want the data to go on this very sheet, and then click on Import Data because I have programmed it for this particular sheet, right? So I want it to go right on this sheet. Do not create a new sheet, right? Replace current sheet. Now, you see all the data here. For those of you who have been using the system before, version 1.0. This is version 1.1. The headers seem to have changed, and so you will need to now use this new copy, which is copy 1.1. okay, because I had to create a new columns map in order to and the columns map basically says, well, take these and line them with what they are: titles, prices, so on and so forth, right? So like this, for instance, these are prices, right? So we see that in the columns map, right? That part is under prices, okay? Now, so the map that will work to get the data in, which is what you have to choose first, will be Facebook Search 2. This is the map you will choose. I left the original map in as well, just in case, but you will use Facebook Search 2. This is the new map, and then you'll click on Import IDS Data, and it will go into the IDS CSV, and it will grab the data here, and it will just bring it into here. Now, when you first run the program and you try to execute any kind of those buttons, okay, which have a script attached, it's going to ask for authorization. It's going to say authorization required. This is not something to be afraid of. This is just because it is using a script, right? So you'll click on continue, and you will simply select your account. Okay, it has the name of the program here. You'll select your account. It's going to say Google has verified this app. It's going to give you this sign. It's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing dangerous at all about this. This is just a script that is copying data, looking for searching titles. Okay, it's nothing to worry about. So you just click on advanced, and then you'll just click on go to Facebook AutoSourcer, click allow. And any of my programs that you get that have scripts, which you'll know because they'll have buttons, it's going to make you do that process. And not just me, anyone who creates a Google Sheet with a script, even if you write a script, it's going to ask you to do that as well. All right, so just it's nothing to be afraid of. Now, the first thing I'm going to do here is click Import IDS Data again, because I had to authorize it first. But now that I authorized it, this time it's going to work, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and bring that in, and I do have to give it a moment. Technically, I mean, you could copy and paste the data from here, right? But it's easier to let the program do that for you, right? Just bring that data in automatically instead of you having to highlight all of that and get it copied and pasted in here. Now you see the URLs for the products are in, and you see the image URLs in, you see the status. Right, and I'm really just waiting for those titles to come in. So this part of the process, if you've been using the system before, is very similar to what you did on version 1.0. It's basically the same thing. You're going to import the IDS. You're going to automatically source all these products with the source button. So this video should be separated into different chapters. If you look under the video, you should be able to see that it's going to have different chapters. YouTube did a great job now at actually showing you those thumbnails of the different chapters of the video. So you can always skip if you want to skip to the SkuGrid part or whatever. But if you're using this for the first time, I would suggest that you actually go through each part of this video. Now at this point, you see that I already have the titles in, as well as the Facebook links, prices. Whoops, what did I click on? Okay, let's get back to the sourcing sheet. Okay, you have the URLs, you have the titles, you have the prices, you have sold and pending. Okay, you have the images. All right, from right here, I'm going to go ahead. Now, one thing you need to understand with these scripts is that sometimes they don't know when to stop because they don't know how much data is there. I believe that CSV is finished, so I'm actually just going to cancel that. It doesn't need to run anymore, but you could even leave it. It's okay. But just thought I should mention that. Now I'm going to click on Source All Products. You should make sure that you're on the first row. Source All Products will automatically keep crawling down and try to find sources of these products. All right. One thing that's important to keep in mind is that the links that it finds, okay, the websites these links will come from, is based on a list, okay, that is here, suppliers list. I have on this list Amazon, eBay, and then just tons of other suppliers that I got from SkuGrid and Rakit. It's just a list that I've used repeatedly. It's not really like a special list. It's just a lot of suppliers. But usually for Facebook, you perhaps don't need so many of these, or maybe you do want all of them. But you can always modify the list if you want. If you want to even create another copy of the file, you can even eliminate all the suppliers and just leave it to like 2 suppliers. Maybe you can just do Amazon, eBay, Walmart. You could literally just have Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and delete the rest of this, and it will work, and it will only try to find Amazon, eBay, and Walmart, right? So that's something you can do. Okay, now, so I imported the data from the IDS CSV. Now, right now I'm doing number 4, which is I'm auto-sourcing the product titles, right? Okay, let's go back to the system. Let's see how far it got. I mean, it's going to be easy to tell when it's done if I scroll down and I see some blank. Now, you can see some other suppliers coming up here. You see Target, all right, for this one link. Okay, so you every now and then you might get something different, but you're going to get a lot of, you're going to tend to get a lot of Amazon and Walmart with certain brands, right? Now, let's take a look at the Facebook link. All right, I can click on that and I can see the Facebook link. And then let's take a look at, just wait for that to come up. I'm actually going to close the general Walmart page. And then let's see if we can take a look at what kind of sources came up. Here's an eBay source for the product, but I mean, the product is mainstay, so I know that the true source is Walmart. But it's still interesting to see that it does find the equivalent eBay source for the product, that it in fact is the same product. And you can see what it found for Amazon. Click on that. And sometimes the links are no good, like this link that it found turns out to be, perhaps the product has been removed or whatever from Amazon. It's probably been removed. Okay, so here's a product at Walmart, right? And then here's the product on Facebook. And the good thing is we do have the pictures. We do have the images here. So that kind of, we can kind of see. Sometimes you have to change the variation. And we see that this variation appears to be the same product as this product, which they are selling apparently for $20 and ships for $16.20. Where it costs $33 on Walmart, sold and shipped by Walmart.com, right? So you can already begin to find some potential products here that might have sold. So now I have my Facebook product data, and I have sources for those products, potential sources. Most of the sources are going to be actual good sources. Some might not be. There's some cases where they might not be, but most of these sources are going to be good, and that's really all we need. All right. The thing is, what we don't have is the prices. We also don't have whether or not these are in stock. We also don't have the shipping prices, and we need these things in order to calculate the profit and also to know whether or not we can sell the product, right? The product has to be in stock. Now, I did create this function get prices. The limitation of this function, however, is that it only works with, it does not work with, or it is not able to pull data from Walmart.com or Amazon, and that is actually because Walmart and Amazon is sort of blocked from within Google Sheets. At least the way that I am trying to get the price data, I'm blocked from it, right? However, there's a program called SkuGrid, which is really made for drop shippers and primarily is used for drop shipping. However, SkuGrid works with tons of suppliers. Okay, this is something else, but they have a list of suppliers, and they work with it works with like hundreds of suppliers, right? So what you will do, I provide a link in the description of this video, and you can use that link. And it is an affiliate link, so I may possibly receive a small commission for that. And via this link, you will create a SkuGrid account. Now, if you're already using SkuGrid, like actively using it, you probably will want to go ahead and create a separate SkuGrid account, because you're going to be deleting and adding items there repeatedly. All right. So now if I already have items, which I do because I've been using this, I'm just going to go to batch options here and remove these items. Delete all items. Okay. So this is why, if you're already using SkuGrid, you're going to want to create a separate one, because you're going to need to keep deleting everything and adding new things, right? But if you've never used SkuGrid before, well, perfect. Just go ahead, use the link, and you can open up SkuGrid. Right, now I'm going to show you first of all what you can do here. Okay, and that's a free trial through the link that I provide, by the way. And what you will do is you're going to upload these sources. Okay, whoops. Let's go back over here. You're going to upload these product sources in to SkuGrid, and the SkuGrid is going to find all the data for you. Now, the issue is, however, that the data in the system is not, the sources are not listed straight down. You have some sources that are next to each other, right? So you're not going to be able to copy and paste them here. So what I did is I created a function for that called create SkuGrid import CSV. So what you will do is you will click on create SkuGrid import CSV, and it will automatically do the process for you of crawling the sources and actually reforming those sources as a vertical list of product sources, right? It'll actually write those sources right in, as it's doing right now, and on a separate sheet. Okay, so that is what it's doing right here. Once it's done, now this is another script that might just keep running because it doesn't actually know when to stop. It doesn't know that there are no more sources left. But so if you see it staying still, if you come over here and it's just still, it's done. That's it. If it's been still for this long, that must be all the sources, right? And you can just cancel it. Okay, so those are all the different sources that were found in the sheet. So now I need to get these sources. Okay, I need to be able to take these sources, all of them, and bring them in here into SkuGrid. So to do that, I'm going to go to File, Download, and then CSV, and actually download this sheet to a CSV. All right, and the CSV is going to be named after the whole system, but you do see that the CSV is downloaded. Now the next thing is to go to SkuGrid itself and import this list. Right, now let me just take a look at the steps just to kind of help you out. We are now about to, we generated the CSV. I did that inside the Google Sheet. Now I'm going to import the CSV to SkuGrid, right? Okay, and really I should say generate and download, right? That's what we just did. So now in SkuGrid, I'm going to click on import, export. First of all, you should be on my items, and then you click on import, export, and import CSV. Choose the CSV file, and here it is. Okay, it's this last one, the copy of, it's going to be named after the whole system. Okay, and then has the sheet name at the end. You're going to click OK. All right, and it will, you have to give it a moment, of course, but it works pretty fast. And it should bring in those product sources into the system. So SkuGrid is really meant as a dropshipping software where it's actually meant to connect to all these different, you can see all these different marketplaces it can work with, Amazon marketplaces, all of that, Google, eBay, Shopify, but you're not using it for that. With this process, all you're using it to do is to get the data for the supplier sources. That's all you're doing here. So you don't have to get involved in all the other parts of SkuGrid. All you need to do is this import, export. That's it. Okay, so after importing the items and refreshing my screen, I do see that the sources have been imported. And I do see data that is associated with these sources. All right. Don't pay attention to this stuff over here. It's just the prices that we needed, the shipping and handling, and the stock. That is really it. All right. Although they do provide other data, but those are the main things that we need. Now, some links might not have been good links, so you may not see them come up as a good link. All right. Some links are not good. Right, but the ones that are good, you will see that they'll come up with the title, normally an image, right? Supplier, a price, and all of that, right? Now, the next step is to actually export this data out of SkuGrid to a CSV, right? This is step 7. So now I'm going to go to import, export again, and click on export CSV. And it will tell me click here to download the CSV. So now you're going to click on that, and it will give you a CSV download of all these different products. There are actually 2 pages, by the way, so you're going to get all these products as well. All right, all that product data. All right, so now we have all the suppliers data downloaded, all the supplier data. Now I'm going to go back to the Google Sheet. And the step is to go to the SkuGrid, the SG Export CSV tab. Right? So now I'm going to import those SkuGrid, the SkuGrid CSV. Right? So now I'm on the SkuGrid Export CSV, and I'm going to go to File, Import, Upload, select a file from your device. And I'm going to select that it's actually going to be named after your account. My username for SkuGrid, for this SkuGrid account that I used to teach with, it's called Teach Amazon Dropshipping, which is what I originally was doing with SkuGrid. So I'm going to click on that and then click open, right? Yours is going to be named after whatever your username is, right? And then, just like I did before, I'm going to replace current sheet. And now this is all the sources. So remember, these sources that are on this list are the same very sources from the sourcing sheet that are here. But now you have the vendor stock, you have the price, and you have the shipping data as well, right? So now that I have all of the data that I need for the supplier sources, I'm going to go back to the sourcing sheet, and I'm going to click on Get SkuGrid Data. This is a function that will automatically grab the prices, the shipping, and the stock from the SkuGrid data and match it with its corresponding sources. So you don't manually have to fill this in, and we don't have to use get prices, which does not work on certain suppliers or on certain websites such as Amazon or Walmart. Now the process might be a bit slow, so you may have to wait like a couple minutes for this data to come in, but this will of course still be way faster than if you have to go through all these sources one by one, open them, and then insert the prices manually. Now, to mention, checking the stock for each of these supplier sources as well. You don't have to do that either, because the stock will come in as well, either as in stock, which is a value of 1, out of stock, which is a value of 0, so it's a binary value. And in between that, you also have the shipping charge, the per product shipping charge, which of course you're going to need as well if you're drop shipping products from the supplier. Now, once the process runs, you may get this message. this exception message that it timed out while accessing the document. Don't actually worry about this at all. This will come up, but the data will still come up once the formulas pop in. So you can pretty much dismiss this or just ignore this message when it comes up. You just give the spreadsheet one more moment, and as you can see, the data will come in, just as I said. And now I'm going to dismiss that. And here we go. All right. So it's just that there's some delay in getting the formulas in, right? So the script times out, but the formulas are still being written meanwhile, right? So now we have everything we need here. Okay. Now, let's see what we're going to do here. Now, one thing I can do here is use the stamp prices, and that will just eliminate the formula and just leave the data behind, right? It's called stamp prices, but it actually stamps all of this data, right? And the reason I do that is I don't want the it's better that I have the actual data here instead of the formulas when it's time to copy the data, right? So once the formulas come in and I have all the prices, I just click on stamp prices, so I have all my data fixed in place. So now immediately we can see which products are in stock, which sources, right? Stock 1, 2, and 3, shipping 1, 2, and 3, price 1, 2, and 3. And then when we scroll over, we can even see the profitable products lighting up. So this is showing me that I potentially have a source over here, number 2, that is profitable, right? It has a profit of $7.60, right? So, but it looks like it's out of stock here, right? So basically it's a little bit hard to navigate this because of the fact that we have 3 sources for each. So we have 3 pieces of data to look at for every single product. For every single part of, we have 3 prices, 3 shippings, 3 stocks, 3 profit. It can be a little confusing and hard to operate here. So instead, what I did for this, to alleviate this problem, is I have a generate products list option, generate products list. When you click generate products list, what it's going to do is go through and separate. It's going to go through and take each Facebook link and line it up on separate lines with its different sources. Okay, it's better if you see it for yourself here on the products list. Okay, let me remove this filter, data remove filter, so you can I should remove that filter. Yeah. So what it's doing is it's going through link by link, line by line, separating the sources, right? So the Facebook links are being repeated. If you have one Facebook link with 3 different sources, it's going to have that Facebook link 3 times, but on each line it's going to have each separate source, right? So you have the same Facebook link but with the eBay source, that link with its Amazon, and then that same link with its Walmart source, right? Actually, I think there were only 2, eBay and Amazon. Then we have the next Facebook link with its source, this Facebook link, I think it's the same link with this other source. All right, so this way, this is going to be much easier to navigate and to see where you have some potential profit here. I'm going to highlight that and hit the % sign, make sure it's a percentage so I can see it better. And with this, if I see it has stopped for a while, then I can cancel this, or you can leave it. It doesn't really harm anything. You can just leave it running. If you're not sure, that's fine. You can leave that running as well, but it looks like it's done. All right, so I'll just cancel it. Now here, I'm going to make sure I highlight these, or even just click on the number 1. Right, for row 1, data, create a filter. Okay, that's a function of Google Sheets. I did not create data filter. Data filter is built in. Right, so even though I've created a system with certain buttons and certain automations, you also need to understand Google Sheets to help you better use the system. You need to know how to do Google Sheets functions as well, right? So you're going to click on 1 for row number 1. You're going to go to data, right? Well, now that I have the filter, you can do remove when you're if you're done with it, but you can use create a filter to add the filter, right? And what I'm going to do, I have already pre-programmed profitable items to light up green, so you can actually filter these by color. First of all, we should look at the supplier stock, right? And I'm going to do sort by color. Now, if you don't have a color, you can do instead deselect everything except for the number 1. So the only items I want to see are the items that have a stock source stock of 1. That means that they're in stock, right? So that's the first thing. I only want to look at in stock sources. The other thing, I may only want to look at sources that have some kind of potential profit. You could do filter by condition greater than 0, but since I've already done it, filtered it by color, I can go to fill color green. All right, I don't have to really get involved with any of the greater than or equal to controls, right? So now these are some sources that appear that they might be, that they're in stock and that have this potential profit. Okay, and have this ROI as well, right? I can actually take the ROI sort and sort it Z to A, meaning the largest ROIs first. And then I'm going to go ahead and start navigating this to see what I get. I'm going to open this first product. And I see it comes up, someone's Facebook shop. It's the Mainstays, right? Corded 8x10 picture frame. It is $14.04. All right, they're offering free shipping, but then I look at it, the same product on Walmart, and the product is $4.24. Right, so it's clearly cheaper on Walmart, and I see that it is sold and shipped by Walmart. So this is a shippable product, and it's a product that I could potentially drop ship right here. Right, I can buy it for $4.24. If I have Walmart Plus, I can get free shipping on it. Right. So that's what you could possibly do, which is to go ahead and list this product. You can use I use FBM Fox, or you can use I can provide some links for if you're not already using AutoListers. I don't have it on this browser. I'm gonna have to get it on here so I can show you what to do, but right now I just want you to see how to use this system, right? Okay, so that's basically it. All right, you're gonna go through and kind of check these out. It's not always gonna be perfect, and you as the human being have to do the final verification of everything, or the final investigation, right? And verification to see, and also the decision making, right? To decide whether or not you want to sell these. Right, here's something that's $9.28 that is just $3.17 at Walmart. However, it appears that it's not shipping from what I see here. It says delivery from store, but I want to make sure that I can actually ship it if I'm drop shipping it, right? And if you want to buy this and flip it and ship it to people in a box, which I've also shipped physically on Facebook Marketplace, that's a different story. You can do that if you want to do like the arbitrage approach. But as far as drop shipping it, it's not going to work if the product is not shippable from the supplier. All right, and basically you're just going to keep going through these, and you can go through them line by line. Whoops, there's the next, this other one. I just want to kind of skip to something a little higher priced, something different. See what link it found. And you can see it did find the exact match. Yep. Okay, 22.28 versus 38.59. That sounds like a profit as well. Right? And so that's basically the process. Again, you can decide to list this product if you're interested in trying to sell it. Right, and that's basically the process. You can perhaps leave some notes here on the side, but that is really it. I mean, so when you're ready to do another run, meaning you're ready to do another search, get another set of products, upload to SkuGrid, do all of that, get the price data, you're going to need to clear all of this. Now you can go through and clear things individually with clear products list, but that's really for situations where you just want to clear one piece that you need to redo. But I've created another button, System Reset, and this is the button that I suggest. When you click the System Reset button, it will clear the whole, it will do all the different clear options for you, meaning it's going to clear the product data on here, and it's going to clear the CSVs for you as well. Right? So all the IDS CSVs, all those CSVs will be cleared off for you. So that's what you'll use. I do want to just mention a little bit more on SkuGrid. SkuGrid does have through my link provided in the video, you're going to get on the free trial. Go ahead and try this process. See how you like it. Right? You're going to get that free trial and see how you like it. Try it, and then if you think this is something that you've got to have, I suggest you go ahead. You're going to get on one of these subscriptions. Right. The thing I do want you to be very aware of is that that there are different numbers of items for different subscriptions. So this lowest subscription of 200 items is just $14.99 a month as of today. But if you want to do more at once, then it's going to be, you know, higher, right? But what you can do is just do your 200 items at a time. I can look at perhaps in another video, you know, what you're going to do if you have, you know, what if you have 1,000 sources or 500 sources? Well, you're going to, you know, I have to show you what you can do, but you'll have to create a CSV of the first 200, then go back, get the next 200, so on and so forth, right? Or you could upgrade to a higher plan and do more so that you can do more of them at a time, so you won't have to come back to SkuGrid as many times, right? So these are the different options, but I just want you to be aware of what's here. Okay, I mean, it's a low cost, and the thing is, if you're interested in any of my other systems, I'm going to be implementing the SkuGrid into other systems. I believe I've already done it. I haven't made a video yet as of today, but for Amazon as well. So when I do the Amazon AutoSourcing, I'm getting the sources for Amazon products. I'm also bringing those sources in here, and then I'm able to get the see which Amazon products are profitable as well, right? So right now, SkuGrid is the best option for getting the supplier price data plus all the other data, because it works with a large number of retail and even some wholesale suppliers. So, you know, it's the best thing I have right now. That combined with the get prices to do some other sites that, you know, may or may not be included with SkuGrid. But basically, right now, SkuGrid is the best option and the best way that I have to get price data, shipping data, and stock data, and to bring it into this Google Sheet system as well as in some other systems for other marketplaces. Right? So go ahead, if you want to try this process, like I said, go ahead and create a new account through the link. Create a new account, SkuGrid, fresh SkuGrid account. Okay, get a copy of this system, go through the process, and see what you can do, and then decide if you want to continue with the SkuGrid process. If not, you can still use this system, and you could always put in the prices manually. That is possible as well. So that is still something that you can do. So you will just, you know, decide accordingly. And basically that's it. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions, you can leave them below, or you can contact me directly at the contact information provided. My strong suggestions, though, being either the Facebook or email method. But if you just want to connect with me, just be connected via other social medias, you can do that as well. But as far as actually communicating with me, it's going to be the Facebook that I've provided or email. Response time can vary depending, because as of the date of this video, it is just me. This is a solo project. I am doing this all on my own. I create the systems, managing the systems, I'm testing the systems. Of course, I'm making the content, and responding and handling everything myself. So there may be some response times can vary depending on when you catch me, but I will be working harder to get through messages faster and to get responses out more quickly. Right? So anyway, I'm Mr. Mark, and again, thank you for watching the video, supporting the channel and this project. Look forward to hearing from you or seeing you around in another video.